All right, fashion dolls, the last interview for today with Kevin J. Stone, and then we will be wrapped up for all our interviews for today. Tomorrow, guest co-hosting with me is Melvin from Boy Drama. He's going to be with me all the way up until the 3rd, and then the 4th we got an interview as well too. We got 2 interviews on the 4th of June. So it's Memorial Day. Let's get into it, fashion dolls. All right. Welcome back, and we're back with our 3rd and last interview for today. Make sure you guys stay tuned as we welcome in our guest, ladies. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Dollhouse.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
It is such a pleasure to finally meet you, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin J. Stone is here with us, and let's get into this interview. You were born in Danville, Virginia?
That's correct.
Okay,
Virginia,
okay.
small city.
How many brothers and how many sisters?
I have one brother and one sister. I'm the
Okay.
middle child.
Did you always knew you wanted to be an actor, and what made you get into acting?
I knew at a very young age as I was a child that I wanted to be an actor, but I was too shy. But I would always watch people on TV, actors on TV, and I would try to mimic what I saw on TV, but I would give my own little spin to it. And but when it came around to like auditioning for like plays in school or anything like that, I was just too shy to ever do it, so I never did it.
We've seen you on so many shows like Fatal Attraction, so many films like Judge Not, ATL Homicide, Wasteland, Secure the Bag. Let's go down a list. I mean, you've got Reindeer Games, you've got The Lion's Den. Yes. What out of all these films that I just went through, what was one of your favorite roles playing?
I think Reindeer Games is the one that pops to the top of my head because that was my first feature film that I was playing the lead role in, and it was released to a bunch of streaming services like Tubi, Amazon, Vudu, Fandango, Now, Crackle. So that was a really, really big thing for me to have something of that nature where I'm the lead role and I was kind of carrying the film. But we had a great cast as well, and we just had a really fun time. And we actually filmed that last year, like right when the pandemic started.
Ugh, don't you just hate it? Because I hate it so bad. Like when COVID first hit, what was your reaction? What was running through your mind? Because I know for a lot of actors and content creators out here, it's just like everything that you worked so hard for has been put on hold. How did you feel about it? Like what was going through your mind when COVID first hit?
Well, I mean, just that thought. I mean, going through my mind was like, okay, what's going to happen now? Like everything's put on hold. This is what I do. It's not my main job right now. It's what I'm trying to work towards becoming to be my main job. But this is what I mainly do on like the weekends when I'm not working in an office. So it's like, what am I going to do during that time? Because I want to continue acting. I want to continue to work and keep the actor's muscle going. So I was nervous. I was just like, when is this going to get back to normal? And then as we started doing, 3 months went by and we were still like in it. 6 months went by, we were still in it. I was like, okay, what's going on here? But I just got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to take a step out and try to film some projects with like within the guidelines of like maybe 10 or less people. And that's what we did with Reindeer Games. We had nobody was on set unless they needed to be there. Only the crew and the actors for the scenes. And we got it done.
And not only that, but you are a 7-time award-winning actor. How does it feel to have that title, to have all these accolades, all of these things? You have been blessed throughout your career.
I have. I'm honestly, I really cannot even believe it. Like I told you before, I was really, really shy growing up. So to be able to have 7 awards to my name, to this day, I still cannot even believe it. But that's all God. It's all God.
Yes, absolutely. And just the power and faith in humanity restored. And it goes back to what you're saying with a lot of sets having to take all of these things and, just social distance. It's been difficult for a lot of content creators. Like I just had Joe on, who's a model. I said, has it been difficult for you, navigating through COVID? What has 2020 taught you? Because it's been so much we've encountered with this election to what happened. Y'all know January 6th to everything. What has 2020 taught you thus far?
I think one of the big things 2020 taught me was to slow down, because everybody tries to go, 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 and when you're forced to stay in the house and forced to deal with your own thoughts, it really gives you a lot to think about. And some people can think about, oh, I'm not where I want to be, or this person's above me, or this person's doing this and they've done that, and I haven't done that. But during the pandemic, I actually got, even though I filmed some projects, I still had time to myself to think about just where I want to go next. And I did a lot of reading as well. I got like a lot of acting books that I read. So yeah, I just try to get
Education is
better.
fundamental.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then I
And that's
also
what,
try to do things. I'm sorry.
go ahead, I'm
I was just
sorry.
I was just saying I also actually started like doing things in the house. Like I started my YouTube channel and I started putting monologues on there like once a week. I haven't done that in a while now, but I would do like a weekly monologue every week and try to just put that out there and get people's feedback on that, just to keep myself acting when I'm at home.
Yes, in the audience, some of them are saying, "Oh my God, he's such a good actor." Let me read some of these comments.
Thank
Hey,
you.
K Tooks, make sure you guys go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Rashad704 says he's my favorite actor,
Thank you, Rashad.
and yeah, he said he's a great actor. So definitely, y'all go and check out his projects. Now, tell
I
us a little
appreciate
bit
that.
about your current role in the film Night Shift.
Oh yes, so on Night Shift, it was a short film that we actually shot earlier this year. And it was just released a couple weeks ago on YouTube. The YouTube channel is Post Mortem Films. But I play a character named Officer Singleton. He is a veteran police officer, and he is kind of showing the new guy the ropes. Officer Reynolds, he's a new rookie, and so I'm showing him the ropes. And on that day that we go through just working a night shift, we get a call about an alarm system going off in an abandoned bowling alley. And so we kind of go and check that out, and then things just get crazy from there. And it was a lot of fun, and it was a long, a long, cold night.
And my
But
next question for you, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I just found out yesterday that has over 10,000 views now. So thank you to everybody who has tuned in and seen that.
Yes, if you guys have not seen it, please go and check out Night Shift. It is out right now. My next question was, if you could collaborate with any actor out here that, they could be passed on and long gone, or they can be currently out here working right now and still living, who would you collaborate with?
I know this answer. I have two. I know you asked for one, but I have two, male and a female. So my first one is going to be Angela Bassett. She is just hands down one of the best. She is one of the best actresses out there ever, and I really feel some kind of way that she didn't get an Oscar for What's Love Got to Do in It, because the way she played Tina Turner was just spot on.
And who said that this week? And she's blonde and right up top. I said that. I did a whole post like, a lot of these platforms do appreciation posts for the actresses and stuff.
Hmm.
I hear. I said she still should have gotten two Oscars. One for Waiting to
Yeah,
Exhale because she played that role of Bernadine,
yeah, yeah,
and she
yeah,
played Tina
yeah,
Turner.
yeah,
So she deserved an Oscar for both of these films. Like Angela Bassett,
yeah.
I feel like she's overrated and she doesn't get her just due. Another actress,
She
and
doesn't.
you seen the one I did with Vanessa Williams.
I did.
She's won a couple awards, but I feel like she's another one who deserves her just due. Viola
She does.
Davis and so many others out
Viola
here like
Davis.
Taraji and so many actors as well too. I feel like Blair Underwood is another one. I feel like they just don't
He
get their
is.
just due.
Yeah. And then my other one is Denzel Washington. I've always said, like, since I started acting, that I wanted to play in a film where he would be my father, and, and I wanted to have like a good dramatic scene with him, like where we're crying and everything, and he's just like kind of scolding me. I just want that, so I'm putting that out into the universe. Denzel Washington, if you're watching at some point, I want to play your son in the film.
And what's funny, my previous guest said, I asked him, I said, if you could collaborate with any models or actors out here, he said that he would want to collaborate with Denzel's son, John David. So he's out here doing
John
the show.
Davis.
He has the show with Zendaya. So that is
Oh
very
yeah.
odd. So Joe, if you watching, y'all could probably be are y'all brothers or something.
We could
Patreon,
be brothers.
well,
We could be. I would take that. We could be brothers.
yes. Oh my goodness. So my question for you is, how do you find sanity? Because then we know so much that has happened. Just you finding your peace. What do you do to find your peace?
Oh well, like today, I actually went to. I worked out before we did the interview. I went to the gym. I like to go running, so I'll go run and I just put my music in and just kind of zone out. So that, and then I like to watch a lot of movies. Like I watched a lot of movies over 2020. So that's like my piece for me.
Yeah, and just finding that outlet that works for you, because acting, when you're acting, it's in a way one of my, because I had two other guests on that said just finding something that is therapeutic for you. It's very
Yeah.
therapeutic because everything you wanted to say, everything that you're feeling, you're putting it into that act, that character. And even when
Hmm.
it comes to doing music, it's so many ways. Like acting is a freedom of expression, and people have the way to express themselves however they feel. So if they're feeling pain, they're gonna say. I remember Janet Jackson was on, what was it? She did an interview with Rosie O'Donnell, and Rosie asked her, "How old were you when you did Good Time?" She said she was 10 years old, and then she said, "What did you?" She said, "I had to think about my father or my cat being killed or something." Like
Oh, yeah.
these acting directors out here, they expect you, because I just shot my first movie role, and this was back
Oh, okay.
in April. Yeah, March, April. Yeah,
Congrats on that.
In April. And it was for a horror film. And I told my friend, shout out to Alex Jonte, I said, I've never acted before. I'm used to doing what I do now, which is public speaking, hosting, and just being behind the scenes, planning things, fashion, the aspect of it. But I said, I'm not no Viola Davis. Let me be let me be honest with you. I've never acted. So he walked me through, and for me it was like a piece of cake. I came in, did what I had to do, and nailed it. So what advice would you give to up and coming actors out here? Because again, you are a 7-time award winning actor. Give him all his
Um,
flowers.
thank you so much. The first thing I always tell new actors is to do some work as a background actor or an extra on major sets, because you'll really get to learn the lingo that they use when they're like in between takes, or what directors are like, and what the actors are like when they're on the camera and when they're off the camera. So that's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
experience. I've done some extra work even like within the past few years. And I've been acting for almost 12 years, but I've still done extra work just to get that experience on those bigger sets. So that's one thing I say, and then I also say reading. There are a lot of books that new actors can get. There's one I have actually right here. This is what they call. Let me see. It's called The Power of the Actor. It's like they call this the actor's Bible. So that right there, just I highly recommend that book. Um,
Y'all want to check it out?
yeah. But yeah, definitely do extra work. Even if if you can't find like a major set, get extra work on some of the indie projects as well, and you'll see how those, because they use a lot of the same lingo as well. So you'll get that experience, and then you'll be able to start auditioning and getting roles that are actually speaking roles, and then take classes whenever you can. And then a great thing that happened over the last year during the pandemic was a lot of these big acting coaches and teachers were offering classes, virtual, so you didn't have to go to like
So
LA and New York.
exactly. And my advice I would give to people as well too is go to school, get your education, get your college degree. There's so many film schools out here, School of Art, so many
Yeah.
things. One thing people didn't know about me is before I got into fashion, because I'm not a designer, I do
Hmm.
fashion illustration. Every now and again, I'll doodle a gown or something here and there. But
Hmm.
I wanted to go to Parsons School of Design,
Okay.
or I wanted to go to FIT in New York. So I wanted to
Hmm.
get into fashion. I really didn't want to do public speaking, but I said, you know what? Because I was a very shy person then,
Hmm.
and thank God for my high school teacher, Miss Bannister. We see you, girl. She made us get in front of the class, and we had to recite, what was it, Shakespeare and so many different
Hmm.
things, and that kind of opened the door for me to have public speaking skills, and just
Yeah.
in general, just practicing those lines,
Hmm.
um, helped me get to where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And without even having to be shy, just saying what people are thinking. Now people just like, because a mom will look at me and she'll say, okay, now she's talking a little bit too much. She's talking a little bit too much. Is there anything she hasn't said yet? But we're both Scorpios, so you already know how that is. But
uh,
my question for you is, what motivates you to keep going? What's the passion for you to keep going? Because you are, like the audience said, you are an amazing actor. You have so much passion. You have so much drive to just keep going. What inspires you?
um, Basically my communities. I have a lot of great actor
Mm.
friends that I see. They're constantly doing things, and that motivates me to keep going. And then just knowing how far I've come and the things I've accomplished, like the 7 awards, like you mentioned earlier, that motivates me to keep going because I don't want to stop now. I've been doing this for so long. I want to take this as far as I can take it. So those things motivate me to keep going. Yeah.
Definitely, and you will go very far, 100%. Like you're a
Thank
seven-time
you so much.
award-winning actor, and I keep quoting that because you got to give people their flowers. There's so many actors out here, like the Sidney Poitiers and the Harry Belafontes.
Hmm.
There's so many of them that just don't get their well due. Like these are the ones that paved the way for the Denzels and the
Definitely.
Blair Underwoods and
Hmm.
the Tay Diggs, all these other actors out here, as well as
Hmm.
actresses like the Viola Davis, the Kerry Washingtons, all of them
Yeah.
out here. You know, they have to look up to someone too because you're standing on their shoulders, and they're just looking at now like saying, okay, don't make me look bad. I know Cicely Tyson is looking down too on some of the
Yeah.
actresses out here saying, girl, you better nail this. So what advice would you give to people that are in film school that are out here? Because you said because they are doing things virtually now, and
Hmm.
things are starting to open up slowly but surely. But people are in film school and they're working on just in the process of taking all the tests and doing all these things. What advice would you give to some of these students that are out here in the film schools out here?
I would definitely say to keep pushing. I know it's going to be hard, but keep doing it because once you make it through, there are going to be people out here who are going to be looking for you. It may take some time, but people are going to be out there looking for what you have to bring specifically. So keep doing what you're doing in school. Finish it all the way. Don't give up. Don't quit because you've made it this far, and it's easy to quit, but it's hard to keep it going. So keep going.
Oh yes, 100%, and that's that passion, that's that drive. We got to be
Hmm.
determined. Determination is key. So whatever it is, you follow your heart desires, and you keep going for that. So my next question for you is because I'm pretty sure the ladies are going to ask this question right here. Ladies, I told y'all I got y'all with Joe, and I got y'all with Kevin. Is Mr. Kevin Stone seeing anybody?
I'm not. I'm not. No, no, no rings here. I'm just, yeah.
All right, ladies. Yeah, there it is. Because I knew some one of y'all was gonna probably type it in the comments. I told y'all I got you. I got you. So yes. My other question for you is, if you could do anything besides acting, what would you do? If you wasn't an actor, what would you do?
Ooh, man, I never really thought about that. But probably something in like a motivational speaker. With what I know now, I'd say probably a motivational speaker. Uh, something like a nonprofit or something like that. Just I really want to help people. So that'd probably be something that I would do. Yeah, I say that.
And I can see it. Whatever you do, we will definitely support 100%. And again, you're more
I
than welcome
appreciate
to
that.
come back to this show and promote whatever project you're working on. But do we
Well,
have any
thank you.
questions for Kevin before we wrap up this interview? This is our third interview for the day, y'all. I'm a busy woman. In this dress, I ain't yet had no wardrobe malfunctions. If you seen the dresses up, y'all know what I'm talking about. See, Mel, Mel
Male
said Miss
desserts.
Stevie wear my see. And yes, another black business to go and check out. Y'all go and check Mel out. She's all the way in the UK. Her
Oh
lollipops
wow.
are delicious. When I tell y'all, because she sent me some, and I think it was pineapple and mango.
Oh man.
Mel,
Yeah.
girl, I can't wait for your next set. Y'all go and check out our girl Mel in the UK. She bakes cakes, but
Okay.
you have to do something a little extra for that because with this pandemic going on, and we know how the
Oh
shipping is
yeah.
in the United States. So y'all go
Hmm.
and check her out, definitely.
I'm about to check
So
you out, Mel.
my question for you is, where does Kevin see himself in his career, in his film career, in the next 4 years? Because I see you working beside maybe Spike Lee or
Oh,
who
okay.
else? If he was still here, John Singleton.
John Singleton, I would definitely love to be with him. Ryan Coogler, I'd love to work alongside him.
Mm.
My grandmother, God rest her soul, she always, before she passed, she would always tell me to just remember Steve Harvey and Tyler Perry because they had to like sleep in their cars and grind to make it. So I probably would want to work with Tyler Perry as well, just because of the fact that my grandmother loved him so much. Um, yeah, so I would want to do that for her. And like I said, if Angela Bassett and Denzel Washington come within 4 years, I wouldn't even know what to say.
It's happening. I like to manifest things. Whatever you put out there in the universe will happen. I remember I did an interview with someone. Next thing you know, I'm seeing them on Pose and all these other shows, and I'm
Oh
just
wow.
like, wait, what? I had them on my platform. So what you trying to say? I had them here first. So,
Wow.
but
That's funny because
yes,
a friend of mine I just saw yesterday, he was acting on an episode of Pose. So that's crazy.
manifestation. It's the power of
Yeah.
manifestation. 100%. All right. Do we have any questions for Kevin? This is such a good conversation. Again, this is our
Uh,
last interview for today, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for following me, Mel. I see here in the comments. Thank you for following me. I
Now we're
appreciate
gonna
that.
do a little something different while the audience getting their questions together. We're gonna turn the
Okay.
table because I normally don't do this with my guests, but
Okay.
Kevin is gonna turn the tables and interview Miss Stevie. So we're gonna do something a
Okay.
little different.
All
Ask
right.
me some questions because I know you've been wanting to.
Okay. Yeah. So, Miss Stevie, how did you get your start?
I started doing videos on Facebook and I was like, what, 18 years old? I'm 27 now, 16,
Okay.
17, and I started back in 2016. And it's so, and I go back and I look at all of my old lives I used to do on Facebook. And I'm just like, ooh, my God, I came a long way. Because, everybody say they have that glow up period. They say,
Yeah.
I've glowed up. I've came a long way, and I have. Working so hard, and I can't even believe I'm 204 shows in. I've done a lot of
Wow.
interviews. Yes, so I've
That is
been very
that's
consistent,
great.
very consistent about it, and I know everybody's. I did 5 shows sick. Nobody would have ever even known. So shouts to Tony Holly. Tony's like, girl, if you he was fussing at me because he said, girl, if you don't get some rest. But women, we have the power to keep. We can put on a pair of pumps and strut through the day with a fever. We just don't care. So
See,
I did it for
you,
y'all.
you so you asked me how do I keep my sanity? How do you keep your what do you do to keep your sanity?
I love to write, and like you, I love to read a lot too. I'm a very firm believer in faith. My mom is a Christian woman, so she brought me up by reading the Bible. So, even
Okay.
in untrying times and uncertain times, she said, don't forget that God put God first in everything you do. Even my grandmother, she's still here, and I'm thankful to have them. Just having that, like you said, that solid factor around you that's supporting you
Hmm.
100%. Family values is what's important to me. So yeah, that's how I keep my sanity. Just reading, writing, this, talking, fashion,
Hmm.
just things that keep me sane and calm because I know sometimes I turn on the news or some of the followers will send me something and it's just like, okay, this is triggering for me. I
Yeah.
don't think I want to talk about this today. So I
Yeah.
can't be superwoman and save the world all the time. But I'll critique it when I'm ready. Just give me time to
Hmm.
process. It's just so much that has happened throughout the year. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's how I keep my sanity.
Well, that's good. Let's see what else. Out of who would be your dream guest to have? I guess yeah, that'd be a good question to ask.
Oh, my
It could be
dream, yes.
living or past.
Even though she's the queen of shakers, we've seen memes about her all over, and I love her
Oh,
vocally. I think she is a beast. I would have to say Patti LaBelle. That would be
oh,
one of my dream guests. She's not only just as a singer and entertainer, but she's an actress as well too.
hmm,
As people forget about her, like we've seen her on so many films, so many shows. She even
yeah,
did one of Ryan Murphy shows, American Horror Story. And I'm
yeah,
just
she
like,
did,
this is
she
so
did.
out of her element. We know her for singing Somewhere Over
Sing,
the Rainbow. So that would be
yeah.
one of my dream interviews. Or either Mary J. Blige. So yeah.
Okay, I hear that Patti LaBelle's like really nice in person. I've never met her, but I hear that she is.
Yes, she's the queen of hip hop soul, so we give her all her flowers. And she just got her star on the what was it, the Walk of Fame or the
On the
Apollo they
walk,
gave her
yeah.
something?
Hmm.
Yes. So
Let's see. I think that's all my questions that I that I have. You do this
all
so
right.
well. I can't.
This is just a great conversation. This is what this is about on my platform. So if we don't have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, tell them where they can find you, tell them where they can follow you, tell them about the night shift, everything.
Okay. Well, you're already on IG looking right now, so you can follow me at Kevin J Stone. You can follow me on Facebook, Kevin J Stone up there as well. I'm on Twitter, Kevin J Stone, the number one, and I also have a podcast that I host with two other crazy funny people. It's called the Ayo Listen to This Fam podcast. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much wherever you can listen to podcasts at. And we do that once a week. And I'm actually going to go and do that later on tonight after I finish this interview. And we talk about hot topics. We review a film or a TV show every week. And we try to spotlight some of the black films that don't get a lot of attention as well.
Yes. That's important. They don't showcase enough black artists, directors, and creatives out there enough. So I'm glad that you guys do that on the platform.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if that is all for today, we're going to wrap up our final interview with actor. I'll definitely check out check it out. Go and follow Kevin. Check out everything he's working on. The Night Shift, which is out right now. Y'all go and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Oh, I was just going to repeat Night Shift again. Yeah, it's on the Postmortem's YouTube channel. So youtube.com/postmortemfilms. You can find it there.
Y'all go and check it out. And for my ladies, y'all go and hit them DMs. He says he's single, so I knew y'all was going to ask. 100%. But thank you, Kevin, so much. This is an incredible conversation. All 3 interviews today, y'all have given me so much fun. Now I got to go and spend some time with the family fashion dolls, so y'all do the same. So,
well, I thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. This was a blast, and I would love to come back whenever you want to have me come back.
Yes, definitely. For sure. I'm hitting the DMs. Go ahead, girl. Shoot. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe. Y'all go and check out Night Shift. Follow Kevin J. Stone. We got some more amazingly talented guests all throughout the week, all the way up until November, you guys. So we're booked. I love you all. Y'all be safe. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Social distance. And remember, love first over everything. And educate yourself. So many books out here. Y'all take care.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.